They say hunting is in your blood. But what if you're just winging it? Justin's the middle-aged rookie with a new passion for hunting and an even newer bird dog. Erik, he's the guy who actually knows what he's doing. Most of the time. If you're into hunting, bird dogs, or just watching a guy learn the hard way, you're in the right place. Welcome to Upland Underdog.
We are back with episode 2 of the Upland Underdog podcast. Welcome back. Hey, Erik.
Hey, Justin. How's it going?
It's going well, Erik. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well.
Good deal. So we left off episode 1 where we covered shooting. We covered my first hunt. Nothing happened, but we were there. We covered the rifle that I got. Not the exact rifle, but the fact that I have a rifle.
Yep.
And then a few months later, I got my shotgun, and we talked about all the skeet that we've been shooting. Mm-hmm. Skeet.
Yeah.
Like crazy. So we've been doing that for... We're children of the 90s, so therefore. We've been doing that for a few months now. And as I alluded to, at the end of the first month of having that shotgun and going skeet shooting, I went to my wife and I said, hey, I told you after both of our dogs passed away, because we had 2 dogs that were, one was 15 and one was 12, and they passed away within 6 months of each other.
Yeah,
both of them out of nowhere.
Crazy.
I mean, out of nowhere. He was 15, but it was
it was pretty much out of nowhere.
Yeah, it was.
From my perspective, it was.
It was like a medical thing that his stomach flipped. So as I came home from work one day, I worked from home. I got out of my office one day. He was acting weird. I took him to the vet. And they said, we got to put him down. And I was like, oh, that was very sudden.
Yeah.
And then with the other one, he had a spleen rupture. And so it was like, oh, that's very sudden too, even though he's 12 and he's a big dog. So yeah, we lost both of our dogs. And my wife said, I want a dog, I want a dog, I want a dog. My kid said, I want a dog, I want a dog, I want a dog. And I said, no. I work from home. I am going to be the sole provider for this dog for the most part. I'm going to have to take them on walks throughout the day. I'm going to pick up all the poop. I did the math on poop pickage-uppage.
Oh.
It was 2 dogs, at least 2 times a day each over the course of 5 years.
Oh, yeah.
That's a lot of
and
poop. They were not small dogs.
No, they were big.
That's a lot of poop picking up.
I mean, the one was Tank. There's a reason. He's a big boy.
So I said, I'm not going to do it. Well, about a month into owning a shotgun, I said, everybody wants a dog, and I've been saying no. But if I get a dog, why don't we have it so that way it's at least going to be a dog that does something that I want to do with it. It's going to be something where we have a need for it, or a want for it, or a use for it. Why don't I get a hunting dog?
Yeah, not just a family pet.
Yeah, one that is undoubtedly both, but yes, one that is bred for hunting. So I came to her with that option, and she said, I am okay with that if we get to pick the kind of dog together. It's not going to be something that you just go out and say, I'm getting this dog.
That's fair.
Fair enough. And so again, I leaned on the people that I know. I talked to you, and I talked to the other Erik. Yeah. He'll be on the podcast one day, I'm sure. But I talked to the other Erik, and the other Erik has 2 German short-haired pointers. Mm-hmm. They are, one of them I think is 9 or 10 now. The other one's 6 or 7.
Yeah, I think they're about 2 years apart.
So he's got these 2 dogs that he swears by for all the duck hunting that he does, and I've seen them out and about, and I've been to their house, and they're very well-trained dogs, good dogs. But my wife said, I don't think I want that kind. Mm-hmm. Now, you, Erik, you've had hunting dogs in the past.
Yeah, I had a German short-haired pointer as well.
Yep.
And same thing. Awesome dog, great around the house, great with the kids. So, I mean, it seems like working dogs, in my experience, are good house companions as well as working companions. So they're easy to train at times.
Yeah.
At times.
The puppy stages are tough no matter what kind of dog you get. And even if a dog was bred to hunt, they're not hunting day 1. They're not hunting month 2. They're not hunting month 6 for the most part.
No, they have some of the natural instincts, but they don't know what they're doing. So they're just naturally born to do that, but they don't know why. It just happens.
Yeah, so you've had a German short... Which dog was that?
That was Shelby.
Yep. And Shelby, I know Shelby passed away a couple years back.
Yeah.
And now you got a big old dog that does not hunt.
Well, technically she should be able to. Ooh. I mean, so she's a golden doodle, so poodles are actually hunters. And then the golden part is a retriever. So she actually already has the retriever ability, but...
Is this breaking news on the podcast that you're going to turn your...
Absolutely not. I don't want to... She is... What is she going to be? 4? So I think she's past the point that I want to spend the time to train her. And she's my son's dog, basically. So.
Yeah. Yep. I see that too. She's very protective of him specifically. So you've had a hunting dog in the past.
Yep.
It was a German Short-Haired Pointer. So I've got people. You weren't saying get a German Short-Haired Pointer,
No.
but you said this is what I've had in the past. This is what I like about it. And so the things that we wanted in a dog was a good off switch, and that is a phrase that I learned over the last couple of months. Off switch is they don't want to hunt all day long. They don't want to just get out there and run around at 100 miles an hour all the time. They want to also relax and do some things. And German Short-Haired Pointers do have an off switch.
Yes.
It's just not as readily accessible as some of the other breeds that are out there.
No, there's times that when they're on, and they can almost get annoying because they don't stop.
Yeah.
But when they're off, it's just a house dog. So
Yep.
it is there, but yes.
Yeah, so we were looking into a handful of different breeds. So German Short-Haired Pointer was high on the list because I know folks that have them. And again, I need recommendations. I take recommendations to heart because I don't know what I don't know. So if you say, this is what works for me, I will look into it. And if I think that's a better choice or even with another choice, I'll probably go with the one you recommend 9 times out of 10. So we were looking at dogs, and so we saw a German Wirehaired Pointer. And my wife said, these dogs are so adorable. Their little beards and all this and that. And then, again, this is nothing against the breed whatsoever. The more research we did, they don't have as great of an off switch. And they can be a little bit unruly from their temperament, from what we've found. Now, not every dog is the same, not every breed.
Yeah, but generally. I mean,
We're going in generalities here. I'm not here to say a breed is anything other than a specific breed that I've read about. So I don't know anybody with a German Wirehaired Pointer. I'm sure that they're wonderful dogs, and I'm sure that they have great off switches and all the fun things. Again, I'm not trying to make anybody upset with my opinions. I'm just saying from what I read, I was like, I still don't know if that's the right dog for us. Well, then my wife found a picture of a dog similar to a German Wirehaired Pointer, which is a Wirehaired Pointing Griffon, which I did not say that right the first time. I said, oh, it's a Griffon.
A Griffon.
And again, talking to other Erik, he said, anybody you talk to calls it a Griff or a Griffin. You kind of do sound when you say Griffon. I said, but it's a French breed. It's what it is. I don't know what to say. So she found that, and I said, well, that one is said to be a great family dog, plus have a good prey drive. So that might meet the best of both worlds and super cute.
Yep.
In addition to being super cute and a good prey drive, they also don't shed that much. I was told that they shed like humans shed. Like they lose hair like humans.
I didn't know that.
So yeah, they shed the... Yeah, apparently they shed like humans. So we don't find a bunch of hairs. I'll find hairs every now and then on my shirt, just like I'll find one of my kids' hairs or one of my wife's hairs on my shirt. I don't have a lot of hair to follow my shirt, but when I do find hairs, they're not anything noticeable. It's not a big deal. And our Roomba that we have isn't having to get emptied every 30 minutes because of how much dog hair it's picking up. So I feel like that's...
Does she bring in a lot of dirt? I mean, like, so...
I don't think so.
Golden Doodles don't shed, but I didn't realize the amount of dust bunnies we get because she's, like, dirty all the time.
Oh.
Except when she swims.
Yep, when she swims in the pool.
When she swims, yeah.
She is always in the pool and always clean from that standpoint, yes. But yeah, so we looked at the Wirehaired Pointing Griffon, spoiler alert, since I talked about how much ours doesn't shed. We got one. But we also, the next step was, let's look at breeders. Now, again, ethical reasons for breeding and all these other puppy mills, so on and so forth. That's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about buying a dog for the purpose of which it has been bred for years and years and years, and that's exactly what I wanted. If I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it right. I don't want to do anything half-assed.
Yep.
Could I have gotten a dog from the pound and probably worked with it a lot and figured some things out? I'm sure I could have, but if I'm going to do it, I want to do it right, and I didn't want there to be anything in the back of my mind saying, this didn't work because you didn't do X, Y, Z.
Well, if it's bred for a purpose, it does make it easier to train. And then what you don't know, maybe the dog picks up inherently because it's already bred to do that.
Yeah, no, that makes sense too. So we found the Wirehaired Pointing Griffon looking for breeders. I found a couple. Some of them seemed a little not on the up and up in terms of what their pedigree is and how they are raising the animals and what for. Some of them did seem like they were raising them to sell, which obviously a breeder does, but maybe not to sell to the best home for the intent of what they would hope the dog would be used for. So we did find a couple of those. Almost went and put a deposit with one of them until we saw... they have a Facebook group that they invited me to. That's a private one just for the people that have bought from that breeder. And then looking through the comments, a lot of the comments were, oh, our so-and-so just got her first seizure. Oh, ours has been having seizures. Oh, and all of a sudden, all these people are doing the math together over the last couple of months and saying, if you bought any dog bred by this dam and sire, by this dam, you're going to have problems.
Wow.
Because there was a tainted line with one of the dogs had seizures and passed it down to puppy after puppy after puppy.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So we decided not to go with that breeder. And again, they said they were calling out which bloodline it was, and we could have bought one that wasn't from that bloodline, but better safe than sorry.
Yeah.
So we wanted to see the best option for us. I didn't want it to be too far away. Would I drive for it? Yeah, we drove 3 hours to get our dog. But I didn't want to drive 10 hours, or I didn't want to fly somewhere. That's personal preference.
Mm-hmm.
So we're looking Missouri area. We're on the border of Illinois, almost. We're in the St. Louis area. So I could have gone to Illinois. I ended up going to very, very, very northern Missouri, almost to Iowa. As a matter of fact, before we picked up the dog, because we knew it'd be a long drive back and we weren't stopping, we ate lunch in Iowa and then drove 10 minutes to go get the dog. So yeah, we picked up our dog in Iowa from a breeder that was recommended to us by a dog trainer. So that's kind of a full circle thing that we did. Knowing that I know nothing about this world and I am learning as best and as fast as I can, we needed to make sure that we were giving our puppy the best chance of doing what she was bred to do.
Yep.
So we said we have to get a trainer. So when you had Shelby, because you had a dog before Shelby too, Luke, right?
Well, yeah, but he wasn't a hunting dog. He was a puggle.
Okay.
That was Jesse's designer dog when puggles were a thing. So.
Okay. So you had so Shelby was your hunting dog.
Yep.
And what was your experience with getting that dog? Did you go to a breeder? Did you what was your whole background with Shelby?
I have family that lives out in Kansas City area. Big bird hunters. I mean, big time bird hunters, and they always had either Brittany Spaniels or German Shorthaired Pointers. That was their go-to. And I never really knew much about GSP until we were out there visiting, and they had 5 at one time.
Oh wow!
So my cousin out there has 2 kids that also had a couple. So there's 5, and they're awesome. They're so great to be around, and kind of fell in love with. Besides the fact that they would hunt, how good they were as house pets. So that's kind of what got me going to that breed in particular. Mm-hmm. So I ended up finding a breeder near Kansas City and bought Shelby. And then my cousin actually bought her 2 sisters. So from a litter of 8, we took 3 of them.
Oh, cool.
So it was really cool that 3 really good dogs. She was fortunately the calm one of the 3. It worked out well for us. But yeah, that's kind of how we fell into her. And Jessie, my wife, had been talking about wanting to get another dog. So I just snuck out one day, instead of going to work, drove to Kansas City, picked her up, and had her for when she got home and was laying there on the floor. So
there you go.
That's a pretty good surprise. She was mad at me, but still a good surprise.
So you got your first German Shorthaired Pointer because it was something where you found the right situation to get the right kind of dog and...
Trusting family. Somebody else that has done it, and they've had pretty good success. And my cousin's father... He's been bird hunting now at this point for 40 or 50 years. Mm-hmm. So it was like, he's like, this is why I do it. And I'm like, okay, it makes perfect sense to me. So.
Yeah, that's cool.
And usually what he says is he typically likes hunting female dogs. It's like, for one, when you're running through brush, they're not getting all torn up. That's why.
Okay, yeah. They're danglies.
Yeah, just trying to say it without being over the top gross. But yeah, that's why he pretty much is like female dogs only.
Yeah, and we got a female. Mm-hmm. Our dog is a female also. We were told that for their instincts and their coat, to make sure that they have their adult coat, because it's a Wirehaired Pointing Griffon, or a Griff, we can call it Griff. And with their hair, they have wiry hair. But as a puppy, they don't. It's very soft and beautiful, and it's their little puppy coat. And so they need time for their coat to come in when they're fully mature. We don't want to interrupt that, so they said, do not get the dog fixed. We recommend you don't get the dog fixed for 2 years. So that is something I've never owned a female dog before, and I've never had to deal with what comes with owning a female dog for 2 years without getting it fixed.
I've never had to deal with that either. We usually got them fixed early, so this will be an interesting experience to learn as somebody watching from afar.
Yeah. You might not be watching from too far. But yeah, that's going to be my only. That's going to be not one of my only things, but that's going to be a learning curve for me too. Just in general, owning a dog that hasn't been fixed, and we will get her fixed. It's going to be the ethical thing to do and the right thing to do. We were told by the breeder that we had the opportunity to have her come back and do breeding herself. And we said, no, the first dog, we're just going to make sure that we treat this dog. We're going to do everything we can to treat this dog right.
Spoiler.
Yeah, spoiler. Give her what she needs, not be like, well, maybe it's because we did this, or maybe it's like I'm not fixing her for 2 years because what happens if we do and then her drive goes down?
Yeah.
I don't want to know the answer to that. I want to see how she does.
Yeah, take other people's recommendations, and if you get done after this dog and you're like, I wish I'd have done, not trying to push
dog
push
number
her
2.
along. Yeah, but like, you could look at it and be like, well, maybe I should have done this instead.
Yeah. And I think dog number 2 is likely a thing that will happen because the same reason that other Erik mentioned why he has 2 dogs. One of them's getting older. He needs one. Actually, I think his dogs might be further apart in age than we thought. Because he's like, one of them's getting older. They're not going to be able to do it much longer. But while they're out there together, the little one's learning from the big one.
Absolutely fast.
So having them out hunting together is the right way to do it if you want to keep doing it. So average lifespan of a dog, 10, 12 years. So when our dog Hazel is 6, 7, we might go get another puppy. So Hazel still's got another year or 2 to do her thing, and we can have the puppy out there working with her.
Yeah, and she can teach the puppy to do it a little slower because she's going to be slower, and so they'll keep the puppy closer, slower. That'll be helpful.
You know quality when you see it and when you feel it. Midwest Stair Company builds custom stairs that don't just connect floors, they elevate your whole space. Every curve, cut, and finish is built with intention, the kind of detail hunters and homeowners both appreciate. Take a look at MidwestStairCompany.com and step into something better. It should be fun. So we got the breeder information from a trainer, knowing that we were going to take the dog to a trainer. So not having the opportunity to train her myself per se isn't what I'm up to. I'm going to train her. I have been training her. Mm-hmm. I've been doing things to train her. I just don't want to be the guy that introduces gunfire for the first time. I don't want to be the guy that tries to... I trust the opinion of someone and the expertise of someone who's done it dozens and dozens and dozens of times. So getting to the point where I'm comfortable with a trainer, and we can talk about that next episode in terms of how the training will go or has gone. But just knowing that I'm not trying to do things without advice, and I'm not trying to do things thinking I know things I don't.
Yeah, that total sense. Because I would say, looking back at the training that I did with Shelby, I mean, I did some of it from reading a book, but I was kind of just winging it. Mm-hmm. And talking to my cousin, like, oh, you should try this. And I guess I got kind of lucky because she picked up on it really fast.
Yeah.
So, but I also had the time. I didn't have a family at that point. So there wasn't all that additional responsibility. It was just me and my wife.
Yeah. No, and you know what? That's a good point. I got a wife and 3 kids over here, so there's plenty of time consumption that happens that isn't all about me and shooting a gun.
Yep.
Which isn't fair if I think about it like that. I wish it was all about me, but it hasn't been all about me for, how old's my oldest? 12? Yeah. It's been a while. So yeah, when we got the dog, we're very excited. We surprised the kids when we got home with her. We've got her when she was 10 weeks old or 11 weeks old. And so it's been a puppy experience since we had her. Having her home and peeing everywhere was something I did not miss about having a dog.
No, I can see that.
We were told specifically that these breeds are hard to potty train, and they were not kidding. She is much older now, not much older, but she's almost 6 months old now. But when we first got her, she probably peed in the house for the first 2 months we had her every day, every single day. And we put up dog doorbells for her to ring a doorbell, and we would ring it and then let her out, and ring it and let her out. And then we'd take her and we'd grab her paw, hit the bell, let her out. So she did not learn that for a long time. So we had lots of messes and accidents, but it's part of the process. And I knew that was part of the process.
Does she just stand there and ring the bell now all the time?
That's 100% what she does.
Yeah, that's how ours did after we taught her the bell. She's like, this is awesome.
Yep. Look what I can make these idiots do. Yep. I can make them jump off the couch or leave the table and come do whatever I want.
Oh yeah, it's pretty funny.
So yeah, she's been picking up on that pretty good. But the thing about the dog in general is having someone in the house alongside me, my wife, who is helping, and she is doing a wonderful job. My kids are doing a wonderful job, but I need to have more patience with them because. In talking to a trainer and in reading books, there's certain things that you don't tell a hunting dog or a bird dog that I have read about and things that I would agree with on the surface, not knowing this, that, or the other thing, because again, I'm just reading it. But one of those things is people say don't name your dog anything that rhymes with whoa, because whoa is a very important command in dog training. And so when you have a hunting dog, whoa means stop whatever the hell you're doing right now. For the safety of everyone and everything around you, stop.
Yeah.
And a good dog, good trained dog, is going to be able to stop on a dime no matter what. They could be running at 100 miles an hour, and if they hear whoa, they should know to stop dead in their tracks.
I was always told not one syllable names, because it all sounds like no.
No, there you go.
So it was always multiple syllable name. That way they will learn their name, and it's not going to get confused with the command.
Yeah, and there's all kinds of things like that. And we'll talk about that next episode. We'll talk about the training for the dog, what I'm doing, what I'm going to ask a professional to do, things that, paths we've gone down with, how we're approaching specific commands and not specific commands and all those things. But we've been talking about a dog for a while now. Erik, you have been hunting, period. I haven't. But you've been hunting more than I have, and you've been hunting for a while. From your standpoint, do you need a dog when you go hunting?
It depends. I mean, that's a very fair question. It depends on what kind of birds you're hunting. If you're having to search for birds on the ground, yeah, you're not going to find them. You might stumble across them, but
right.
Like they move. I mean, so they're not going to get flushed without something intentionally flushing them. For dove, you don't need to have it, but it's nice to teach the dog then to retrieve with a bird. So then they're getting used to going and getting the bird and bringing it back. So yeah, not always. I mean,
okay.
I never I never dove hunted with Shelby.
Okay.
I only did pheasant, quail, and chucker with her. So birds that'll stay on the ground.
Yeah, and I have not hunted with my dog at all. And I'm not even sure, again, spoiler alert, I'm not even sure I will take her out this year because I'm not sure she'll be ready. The one thing I've heard is don't rush the dog. So we'll see where she's at. I'm going to do some more training again. We'll talk about that next time we meet up.
I'll say definitely not the first time we go. That way you can enjoy the experience without, as you know, like it's like when you take your kids shooting. It's not the same because now you're dad and you're not just getting to focus on shooting. You got to make sure they're doing it right.
Yeah.
And safe.
Yeah, we'll see how the rest of the time goes. But when it comes to hunting, I would say that I am leveling. I am approaching the extreme side of what I'm doing to enjoy the sport of hunting. I am buying the guns, buying the fun stuff to go with the guns, and buying the dog, all of the things. And I'm spending adult money on what that takes. And not everybody can do that. And I understand that. And you know what? If my wife wasn't so agreeable, I would not be able to do that either. But she's been awesome during all of this to say, you know what? I'm glad that you found a new hobby. Because I hadn't had one for a while.
Yeah.
And now I'm all in on this one.
Well, because we're dads first.
Yeah.
And sometimes that gets in front of your own personal hobbies, and not a bad thing, but yes, it's nice to find an outlet for the rest of the days.
Yeah. So we have again, I want to just point out that I'm doing a little bit extra that doesn't need to be done. If someone doesn't have a dog, I know plenty of people that have been hunting. My wife's family is all hunters. That's another thing we hadn't talked about last episode either. I'll touch on that here in a second, but they don't do bird hunting, period. They don't. And they do a ton of deer hunting. And so they don't have dogs for hunting, but they all have dogs, and some of them have labs and all that other stuff. And but you don't need a dog to hunt birds, unless, like you said, you're going to go get the ones that are staying on the ground, like the pheasants, quail, and chucker. If you're going dove hunting, you absolutely don't need one. And I think that dove hunting is the most approachable of bird seasons, if I had to say, because A, you don't need a dog, but B, your limit is way higher than any of the other types of hunting or shooting birds.
Yeah, it's 15 a day and 45 in your possession. So,
yeah, 45, and that's another thing I had to read about. 45 unprepared in your possession. So if I had 45 at my house and then I cooked them all, I could then go out and get anher 45 back to my house over 3 days.
Over 3 days.
Yeah.
Technically, yes.
Yeah. So they said the laws for Missouri state that you have to prepare it, aka cook it. You can't just have it raw. or give it away to friends and family. Like literally, it says that you have to just give it to people. And if you do that, you can go out, because we talked about hunting multiple times during dove season. And so if we go out 3 days, then there's our 45. And then if we go out the next weekend and we haven't eaten all those 45, well, we got to figure out who to give them to or how to cook them.
It doesn't take long.
Well, yeah.
Dove breasts are not. It's like chicken nuggets.
You prepared them for me the one time we were out camping. Just doused them in butter and.
They're good. It's like filet mignon of the sky. They're really good.
Yeah, it did. They do taste very good, and that's another thing that I'm excited for is getting my kids to try new stuff.
Yeah. You do it on a kebab. It's awesome. I mean, peppers and onions, they're really good on a kebab.
Yeah, if you look up Dove recipes on YouTube, you will just get video after video of jalapeno poppers.
I never did it that way. That would be awesome. This year.
Because it was, because like you said, there's not a ton of meat there, so people just put them inside of a jalapeno and wrap them in bacon, and that's the juicy center of the jalapeno popper.
Yeah, it's not like you're making chicken wings with them.
Exactly.
There's not enough leg or wing to really have anything.
Yeah, so. I think that I've seen chili and some other things. I mean,
that's an easy way in chili. Absolutely.
But yeah, and you know what? Let's experiment. Let's have some fun. Let's do things for the channel, and
we can talk about a recipe sometime. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, show people what you can do with these. How big is a dove breast? If you had to,
it's
size of a quarter,
maybe a
$1.
$50.
Yeah. Okay.
In diameter, that'd be probably a good thing, and half-inch thick. So yeah, it's pretty tiny.
Yeah, but they're good. So I'm excited. I'm excited to do it. So when it comes to a hunting dog, to kind of put a pin on all of this, you don't have to get one.
Correct.
If you're doing certain types of hunting, you should get one. They do guided hunts, at least around here, and I know they do them everywhere you're allowed to hunt bird, that you can pay to have someone with a dog go out with you and flush the birds for you.
But you can, and then it's also good if you do it in the off season meaning not the typical time to hunt them. It gives you a chance to train with your dog if you do have a dog.
Yep.
And then also if you don't, it keeps your skills sharp. If you're out there more, I mean, anytime you can get practice in, it's nice.
No, exactly. And that's the thing that I'm looking forward to with my dog too, is getting her some reps in. But yeah, if you don't have a dog and you want to go dove hunting, no one's going to say get a dog to go dove hunting. I saw a guy when I took Hazel out to dinner on a patio where the dogs were allowed. So, well, that's a beautiful dog. What kind of hunting are you going to do with her? He recognized her as a hunting dog. And I said, probably mostly dove. And he goes, huh. I was like, well, that's what I'm going to be doing most of, because where I'm at right now, I don't know any of the good quail fields or the good pheasant fields or the good chucker, and I don't want to go spend every time I want to go hunting. I don't want to say, all right, go put out 3 of these birds, 6 of these birds. I mean, I will do those types of hunts to get Hazel the reps, but I don't want to spend a bunch of money to have birds planted for me to go hunt and do things like that too. So in hindsight, that was like one of the first weeks I had the dog home. In hindsight, that was the dumbest answer I could have given.
But it was the honest answer too.
It was.
Like, you don't like it? That's too bad. This is what I'm doing with my dog.
Yeah. Well, because that's what I plan on doing is mostly, and again, the other thing we hadn't touched about her specific breed too is that she's called a versatile hunting dog. So there's the North American Versatile Hunting Dog Association, NAVDA, and that is an association for dogs that are versatile for the things that they can do. Then she's not just a retriever and she's not just flushing birds. She can do a little bit of both. Yep. And then there's the natural ability test that NAVDA allows you to do. And it said they're not supposed to have like formal training. And that's all a gray area. They don't want like a finished dog going there that knows whoa commands and everything like that. They want a puppy, so before they're a year old. And the test for that, which I'm going to plan on taking Hazel to eventually, is just can you find a bird by smelling for it? So can you track? Can you swim? And that's just, can you swim in water that is beyond the depth that you can touch? So she doesn't have to swim a mile or anything. She just has to go out into the water. Oh, I can't touch anymore. And then she came back. And what was the other one? You have to, is it flushing a bird?
Because I remember you said it was 3.
Yeah, there's 3 things. Now I can't remember them at the time where I'm trying to tell people about them.
It happens.
That's how that works.
Yeah,
it's probably being an old dad again.
I don't remember. Well, I'll have to look it up and see what the third one is.
So yeah, there's the natural ability test that that I am going to do things to prepare her for that, but not through a formal training type of situation. So we'll see how that goes too. But to wrap it all up, do you need a dog? No, depending on the bird you want. And am I glad that I got a dog? I am. It was worth all the peeing. It was worth all the kennel mess that I had to clean up yesterday after she got into some food. Was awful. Food from your house.
Everybody likes brisket.
She loved the grease from the brisket that was smoking. So yeah, and then her body did not like it in the middle of the night. But it's still, all of it's worth it. I was so anti getting a dog for so long, but the idea that I now have a dog that I can spend time with and learn things with together, it is creating that bond already that I'm excited for. So I'm happy that we did it. I can't wait to do it.
Awesome.
So, all right. Well, next time we can talk about some of the training that we have done in the past with some dogs and some training that I plan on doing with Hazel. So yeah, thanks for everybody for tuning in. Again, if you're looking for us, everything is at Upland Underdog. So Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, or X, whatever we're calling that nowadays, YouTube, and then the website uplandunderdog.com. Follow along if you want to see where the journey takes us. Erik will be here for all the podcasts, and you'll see him pop up on from time to time on the website. But yeah, thanks for joining us, and we look forward to talking to you next time.